Long live the king.
What if the Pride Land's future was shaped not by Mufasa's wisdom, but by Scar's deceit? Imagine a young Simba growing up under the shadow of Scar's twisted influence, believing his uncle's lies. Could he ever rise above the darkness, or would Scar's reign of manipulation consume him forever? Simba stood frozen in the canyon, his tiny paws trembling as he nudged his father's lifeless body. "Dad?" His voice cracked, a desperate whisper swallowed by the stillness. The warm, protective presence of Mufasa was gone, leaving behind only cold, unyielding silence. Above, Scar observed from the ledge, his eyes glittering with malice. He descended slowly, each step deliberate, his demeanor a perfect mask of sorrow.
"Simba,"
he murmured, crouching beside the cub. His voice carried a chilling calm.
"what have you done?"
Simba turned his tear-streaked face to his uncle, panic etched in his wide eyes. I didn't mean to," he stammered. "The stampede! He was trying to save me." Scar placed a paw on Simba's shoulder, his touch deceptively gentle.
"Oh, Simba,"
he said with a sigh.
"the others won't understand. They'll blame you for this. They'll see you as a danger."
The cub's breath hitched. "But I didn't mean to."
"I know, my boy. But perception is everything.
Scar's green eyes locked onto Simba's.
You can't stay here. The Pride will never forgive you. But
His voice softened, coaxing.
I can protect you. If you stay with me, we can ensure your father's legacy is honored. Together."
Simba hesitated, the weight of guilt and fear pressing down on him. Finally, he whispered, "Okay, Uncle Scar." Scar's smile widened ever so slightly. His plan was falling into place. Scar took Simba under his wing, but his version of mentorship was twisted. From the start, he sought to reshape the young lion into a loyal pawn, Scar said one evening as they perched atop Pride Rock surveying the barren landscape.
"Do you know why your father failed?"
Simba looked up, confusion clouding his face. Failed? But he was a great king. Scar chuckled, low and sharp.
"He was kind, yes. Noble, perhaps. But a king must also be ruthless. Mercy is a luxury only fools can afford."
Simba nodded hesitantly. "I'll do better, Uncle Scar."
"Of course you will."
Scar purred, his tail flicking lazily.
"You'll make decisions your father never had the courage to."
Under Scar's guidance, Simba grew strong but cold. He patrolled the Pride Lands with an air of detachment, avoiding the other lionesses who whispered about him behind his back. Scar fed those insecurities.
"They still see you as the cub who caused Mufasa's death. But don't let their whispers bother you. You're better than them."
One day, while exploring the far edges of the Pride Lands, Simba came across a familiar face, Nala. Her once bright eyes now carried a mix of exhaustion and defiance. "Simba?" she gasped, stepping back in shock. "Nala!" Simba's voice was guarded, but his heart raced at the sight of his childhood friend. "You're alive," she whispered. "We thought—" She stopped herself, her eyes narrowing. "Why are you still here? Why are you with him?" "Huh? Huh?" Simba bristled. "Scar's the only one who stood by me when everyone else blamed me for what happened to my father." Nala shook her head, her voice rising. "He's using you, Simba. Can't you see what's happening? The Pride is starving. The lands are dying." Simba looked away, guilt and doubt flickering across his face. "I'm doing what I can," he muttered. "You're doing what Scar tells you," Nala retorted. her words cutting deep. "You're supposed to be our king, Simba, not his puppet." Before Simba could respond, Scar appeared, his dark silhouette cutting through the sunlight.
Well, what a touching reunion.
Scar demanded that Nala leave, accusing her of trespassing and defiance. Simba, for the first time, pushed back. "She's not leaving," he said, stepping between Nala and Scar. Scar's smile faltered, and his voice dropped to a dangerous growl.
Careful, Simba. You owe me everything. Don't let misplaced sentiment ruin all we've built.
Simba's eyes met Scar's, a flicker of defiance breaking through years of conditioning. "What have we built, Uncle Scar? A wasteland? A kingdom of fear?" Scar snarled, his composure slipping.
You ungrateful whelp. Without me, you'd be nothing. You'd be dead.
The tension snapped as the two lions clashed, their roars echoing across the Pride Lands. Scar fought with cunning, exploiting Simba's hesitation, but as Simba pinned Scar to the ground, the older lion played his final card.
Do you really think they'll accept you? The lion who let his father die.
Simba froze, Scar's words striking at his deepest wound. But then he thought of Nala's plea, the starving pride, the legacy his father had left behind. "No," Simba growled, his voice steady. "I'm not letting you control me anymore." With one powerful strike, Scar was defeated. As Simba ascended Pride Rock, the weight of the kingdom pressed down on him like never before. The familiar roar of approval from the pride felt hollow, a stark reminder of the throne he had claimed, but never truly earned in his eyes. The wind carried the whispers of the past, and every step felt like a confrontation with the ghosts of his decisions. The Pride Lands, once a barren wasteland under Scar's reign, began to show signs of life. Streams trickled where dry riverbeds had been, and patches of green dotted the once scorched earth. But with every success, Simba felt a pang of unease. Scar's teachings had left an indelible mark. Simba's mind often drifted to the manipulative words his uncle had whispered during their years together. "Mercy is weakness," Scar had once told him. "A good king rules with strength and fear. Your father's kindness blinded him to the realities of power." These words echoed in Simba's head during council meetings with the lionesses, or disputes between the animals of the Pride Lands. Should he be firm and unyielding, as Scar had taught him, or compassionate like his father? One day, a conflict arose between the antelope and the zebras over grazing grounds. Simba stood before them, his golden mane catching the sunlight, but his heart weighed heavy with indecision. "If I side with one, I alienate the other," Simba muttered under his breath. "What would my father do?" Nala, now his queen, approached him later that evening. "You don't have to carry this alone, Simba," she said gently. "Scar's rule divided the pride, but your heart can mend it. Trust yourself." Her words gave him pause. He wanted to trust himself, but Scar's shadow lingered. Despite Simba's efforts, not all the lionesses immediately embraced him. Some, particularly those who had supported Scar out of fear or loyalty, watched him with suspicion. One evening, Simba overheard two lionesses whispering near the waterhole. "He's Mufasa's son, but he acts more like Scar," one said. "He's trying," the other replied. "But can you blame him?" Scar raised him. Simba's heart clenched. He had spent his life trying to escape the weight of his father's death and Scar's influence, but the pride's murmurs reminded him that both legacies loomed large. Haunted by these doubts, Simba decided to seek answers. Under the cover of darkness, he ventured to the gorge where his father had died. The moon cast long shadows across the rocky landscape, and the sound of distant hyenas echoed in his ears. "Dad," Simba whispered, staring at the jagged cliffs, "I need you now more than ever." A gust of wind rustled the dry grass, carrying with it a faint, almost imperceptible voice.
Remember who you are.
Simba closed his eyes, the memory of his father's voice bringing both comfort and sorrow. But who am I, Dad? Am I the king you wanted me to be? Or am I Scar's puppet? The stars above twinkled in response, their silent presence a reminder that his father's guidance would always be there, even if it wasn't in words. Simba's resolve hardened. He returned to Pride Rock with a renewed determination to confront his fears and the pride's doubts. He called for a meeting, gathering the lionesses and animals of the Pride Lands. Standing tall, his golden mane rippling in the breeze, Simba addressed them. I know I have not been the king you expected. Scar's influence shaped me, but it does not define me. My father believed in unity, and so do I. Together, we can rebuild what was lost. The lionesses exchanged glances, their skepticism giving way to a glimmer of hope. Nala stepped forward, her voice strong. Simba has faced more trials than any of us can imagine. If he can overcome his past, so can we. Her words resonated, and the pride began to rally behind their king. Over time, Simba's rule brought true change. He established councils where animals of all species could voice their concerns. He worked alongside the lionesses to restore balance, ensuring that no one went hungry. Simba also opened up about his past, sharing stories of his time under Scar's rule. I know what it means to feel powerless, he admitted during one gathering, but I also know the strength that comes from unity. These moments of vulnerability endeared him to the pride, solidifying their trust in him as a leader. Years later, as the Pride Lands flourished under his reign, Simba often found himself gazing at the stars with his cub, Kion. Dad, Kion asked one night, what makes a good king? Simba smiled, his amber eyes reflecting the starlight. A good king learns from the past but doesn't let it define him. He listens, protects, and cares for his kingdom. As they sat together, the stars above seemed to shine brighter, a silent nod from the great kings of the past. You know what? Simba had finally found peace, not just as a king, but as a lion who had faced his demons and emerged stronger. So, what do you think about this version of Simba's journey? Imagine how the Pride Lands would have changed if Scar had raised Simba. Would Simba still find his way to becoming a great king, or would Scar's influence have led him down a darker path? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think this what if could have worked in the Lion King universe? How do you imagine the Pride Lands under a king shaped by both Mufasa and Scar? Let us know your theories, ideas, and alternate endings in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next big what if tale. Who knows? Your suggestion might be the one we bring to life next.